The irony is that we were going to go to Vegas and like gamble a little bit, go to dinner, have some drinks, and then it just turned into just gambling.
All gambling. Men have taste buds on their nutsack.
I don't know why they call them condiments. They don't taste like either. All right, welcome back to the quarantined edition of the Good Enough podcast. My name is Mike Latoris.
And my name is also Mike Hunt.
Oh, okay. All right, we're doing it big. I've escaped Sacramento County because of, well, for anyone who doesn't know, 6 p.m. on the dot on Tuesday.
St.
Patrick's Day. Which I'm stupid because I called the St. Patrick's Day podcast last time. Which, you know, that technically is the only one they've heard that would air in time, but we're recording it again, so I don't know why I bought Guinnesses and stuff for the last one. But we're back. But as of 4 hours ago, they asked everyone in the county that I live in to not leave their houses unless you're going to the grocery store. Then I came here because
We are
one hand
not
and requesting the other
quarantined
one.
yet.
Yeah. We're not quite San Francisco, but Sac's supposed to be there in a few days, so whatever. I get to work from home now, which is kind of a nice thing.
Oh, must be nice.
Yeah, it would turn into chaos today. I was in like phone meetings all day because it's just a big company.
How many of those phone meetings were taking place on your toilet?
Only one.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and it was only like 10 minutes of the meeting, which is nice. But it definitely made for an interesting day. I mean, we live on a busy street. For anyone, you know, only a few people probably listen to this have been at my house, but
Yeah.
And that was dead quiet all day, and finally stopped raining and shitting snow everywhere. And yeah, man, it was really weird. It was just like a really quiet day around the house. I just cleaned all day and put in my second pair of AirPods and just took calls and was in like weird conference things because everyone's shitting their pants because nobody knows how to deal with like potentially being out of, you know, working from home for a month for what is technically like an 8,000 person company. So really weird. Anyways, nobody cares. But yeah, it's been nice, kind of, because I'll just play Xbox and check my email once every half hour for the next potentially few weeks.
Yeah.
Because the world's on the fritz.
We'll see how much this spreads to everyone else, and
Yeah.
if smaller companies like the one I work for send us home, which I highly doubt they will, but
Yeah, it's hard. So basically what's happened in the restaurant thing is what I think I texted you about, what did they word it? Essential function. So they're asking, and it's varying on county. So like, I mean, I just referenced San Francisco, but it's like the most extreme case, is that if they're classifying your business as essential function, you get like limited like ability to work.
yeah.
Anything that's not is expected to shut down or work from home. Essential function being, from my understanding, things that are essential for people to live a normal life. Banks, garbage men, grocery stores.
Trojan.
Yes.
Tampax.
Right. Yeah. Adam and Eve.
Correct.
Yeah.
Budweiser.
Yes.
Coors.
Correct. Actual Coronas.
Yeah.
Which we are fearless. We skipped the Guinness today and went straight to Coronas because we're young.
Frankly,
and
it's
nice immune
Corona
systems.
time.
Yeah, it's Corona time. It's 4 o'clock somewhere, which is probably Hawaii at this point. But 4. I'm at 5. God damn it! I get off 4. Fail. But yeah, man. So like, it's one of those things where like you could be off in a few days if they rule it that way in Ototo County, but it's county by county. Like I said, I got the restaurant's still open, but it's supposed to, like, Pub House, which for anyone who doesn't know, is takeout only.
Yeah.
You can't go in.
Your mic is so wobbly.
I know, it's so wobbly. It's really bad. But that, like, you know, our favorite little place to go have beers is takeout only. The spot that you can see right up the street, you can go in. It's just a half capacity. So everything's just
that's
like,
weird to me.
It's super weird. But then on the flip side is what we were just talking about with our buddy, is that like the NFL trade draft thing is like nothing ever happened. It's completely normal.
Yeah. There's a bunch of interesting NFL trades and new signings this year too that
Like real industry changers, like big time.
Yeah. And they all kind of just came about super quickly here within like 3 days, or at least the NFL waited to release all that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just hidden behind the like fog of the coronavirus.
Yeah, it's just so hard to get, and like you were saying, any headline that doesn't have to do with sickness or whatever, but it all overlaps because then you have like superstars,
sick athletes,
and sick actors.
Yep.
And weird ones too, like obviously the Tom Hanks was like the first like actor, big time actor.
Yep.
Him and his wife got released from the hospital like today or last night or something.
Oh, good.
So in theory, they're good.
I saw Idris Elba also had it.
Dude, did you see Chris D'Elia's post about that?
The little video?
So funny. Yeah. So funny. And for anyone who hasn't seen it, basically, it was like, well, Idris Elba got it. So that means like sexy dudes can get it, which means we're all screwed or something like that. It was so funny, dude. I was dying. And that's all it was. There was no context otherwise. But yeah, Kevin Durant's on it now. And his exposure to when he was hanging out with Drake and LeBron and had just played the Lakers, and pretty much the whole starting bench for the Nets all have it now.
Yep.
And there hasn't been, from my understanding, any like sports related deaths, for lack of better words, and I hate to be insensitive, but those are probably the best people that could ever get it. Some of the healthiest people on earth. But today at 3 hours ago, the US hit 100 deaths.
Yep.
Which they're doing like 200 a day in Italy, so it's whatever. And we're 100 in 3 weeks. But which kind of feeds into what we were talking about last week, where it's like it's still kind of BS. And to us, unless your opinions change, I still think it's like it's definitely a bubble.
Yeah.
But I think it's causing huge problems, because you look at, I'm not at work. Like the restaurant's screwed. You think of small town stuff, they're closing bars. Like
just all the amount of people who work for companies that are now shut down that can't afford to pay their employees.
Yeah.
In this time.
Yep.
Where they can't pay rent now, can't
it's a big
afford
deal.
to like
supposedly
buy food for kids.
In the next like week, there's supposed to be like this weird surplus where everyone who's in an industry that's affected by it is supposed to get cut like $800 or something for the month.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, which is crazy. Which feeds into I don't know where that money's coming from.
Yeah.
There was another surplus that was presented today. I don't know whatever came of it, because it's, I saw it a few hours ago, but they put something in front of Trump to approve $850 billion towards something.
Holy moly!
Which, dude, here's the one that like freaks me out. And I was talking about this with my sister yesterday. And don't get me wrong, like our spectrum is real narrow. So I'm not a scientist. I'm not an analyst either. But basically, like this whole sickness thing is obviously like tanked the stock market, and then they'll be like worst day since '08. Best day. Yeah. Today's Tuesday, so a couple days ago, yesterday, worst day since '87.
Today, best day.
Today it was a really, really good day, but it's still like 10% down of what it was a couple months ago. The last week they approved a $1.5 trillion bump to level the market. But like, if this whole thing's just a big bubble, because you have to assume that it says this whole thing's not going to wipe out civilization, because this isn't I Am Legend, we're not Will Smith. It's a bubble, right? So when it comes back around in a few months, now we've just pumped, $1 to $2 trillion into a market that was going to stabilize itself. That is what scares me. That's going to cause like big problems, like long term.
Yeah, we'll see. Luckily, I'm not invested into the stock market at all, so
I lost a couple $100, but which is actually pretty insane, because like versus, and I won't air my own self out, but like I don't have that much in it. And I think last podcast I said I lost like 80 or 100. Doubled up. I'm down 200 now, and I didn't put anything else in it. It's just like really, really tanking that fast.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Sounds like my New Orleans trip actually tanked really fast.
Yeah, so what happened with that? So oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that feels like weeks ago.
Yeah.
That was right before the last podcast. Or right after.
Yeah, New Orleans was a shithole, to say the least.
Yeah.
I could really care less to ever go back.
Did you go to Bourbon Street?
I don't know about go to Bourbon Street. Like, no, I did not go into any bars on Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
But we did walk through it.
Okay.
Um,
That's kind of the only part I've heard that's like fun.
yeah, and you could
Unless
tell
you're
it
on like a
was.
military base, which is weird. But like, um, I have a family friend whose brother lives over there
Yeah,
on base, and he said like that's fun, and they just go to Bourbon and then go back. But everything else is like it's just, dude, that's a hard part of the country.
yeah, you could tell.
Yeah.
But Bourbon Street, yeah, it was Wednesday night when we were there, and it was packed, and a bunch of young people. So you could tell it was pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
But we proceeded
I mean,
through.
it's a party town for that little part.
Yeah. Yeah, we proceeded through and went to the casino, which did not pay off that well.
Yeah.
But
Which
you know
is-
what? When you're sitting next to a guy who claims that he lost $5,000,
Everything seems kind of okay.
it's yeah, it's all relative, and it felt a lot better. But
Yeah. I mean, that makes everything feel better when you're not losing the worst.
yeah, no, exactly. So, with that being said, I want to go into this shit sucks
Yeah.
because that's a pretty good one. Losing at the casino,
Oh man.
that did suck.
Yeah.
But
That's most of my stories of going into a casino.
yeah, I've got a few things that I want to list off here.
Okay.
Not that we have to spend time on them, but
Oh, I mean,
the first few just knock out real quick. Losing at the casino.
Yep.
Working when, or being at work when everyone else gets to work from home.
yeah.
Or even worse than that, when your girlfriend is a teacher and she has legitimately no work for over a month.
Yeah, that's crazy. Is she
And still
getting
gets paid.
Yeah.
Correct. Because they're salaried.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I forget about that. You know what's amazing, and this kind of tails on that, which if this is disjointed, just throw something at me. But another lovely thing about living in this part of California is that a lot of the industries in the area are based obviously on ski industry.
That was my next This Shit Sucks.
Yeah. So for, again, anybody, I know there's some people that listen to us in the Bay Area and stuff, which we appreciate you. We live right below the snow line, so we're really, really close to like South Lake Tahoe. We're about an hour away from a handful of like world-class resorts.
Yep.
So I forget the name of the industries, but basically like there's these big corporate companies that own like many, many resorts. Vail being one of them. Mammoth, I forget what like the umbrella of Mammoth is. Long story short, there's about 59 of the biggest and best and most renowned in the U.S. ski resorts that are closed.
All shut down right when we get a
Yeah.
big snowstorm. And
Yeah. Basically what
the
was
first of the
coming
year,
was
too.
what everyone was calling Miracle March, because it's been such a shit ski season.
Dude, we haven't gotten anything this
Yeah.
year. So
anything that happened was before New Year's, and there's been nothing since. And they got like feet in days, like 5 to 6 feet, to the point where they closed for avalanche conditions because it was just so unstable because there was so much snow coming down, which is normal.
Yep.
That's totally fine. You usually close for a day or two. And now our home mountain was the one that said they'll be back in a week. They pretty much are closed for the season and are honoring ski passes halfway through next season because they feel bad. Like I said, Mammoth is one of the most premier mountains in the world.
yeah.
They are closed with no end date. Everything's shut down. So that's
It's wild,
crazy,
dude.
which obviously hits every industry that surrounds the whole thing.
Yep.
I mean, these are cities built on winters, you know, and I mean, even in the restaurant you used to work at, I work at now, like we're getting destroyed because we don't have that traffic, because that traffic coincides with slow season.
Yep.
And you kind of get to coast through it pretty well. As far as like keeping a restaurant alive and keeping people paid, it's not just slow for like tips, it's slow for like mortgage, and like
Yeah.
I mean, restaurants are not profitable businesses at all. But I mean, our little town that we grew up in, like we need that. So it's a trip, man. Yeah. And then you think of things like Icon passes, and these passes are like $600-700,
Yep.
where you're allowed to go to, you know,
Any resort.
8 to 10 or plus more. I don't know the numbers, but it's got to be more than that, of the best mountains in the U.S. with no blackout dates. Well, all those mountains are closed for the rest of the year, through what should have been the best couple months of boarding. So It's crazy, and if anyone, I'm sure there's a bunch of people that don't give a shit at this point, but I mean, that's just like, that's the reality of the happenings of this week, is it's just, everyone's getting tanked. It's no surprise, and you can't really run away from it. But we called the toilet paper thing weeks ago, so suck my ass.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it sucks. Right when the snow actually comes, we get screwed.
Yeah.
And
For like the year, that's crazy. It's so weird to fathom that the best snow of the year is just sitting there.
yep.
Not even getting groomed. It's just like left to melt.
So many fun things are getting shut down, like our races.
Yeah.
Like our race season just started, along with basically every other form of racing.
Yep.
And they've all been shut down across the U.S.
Yeah. How long are they out right now?
Everything is until middle of April,
Yeah. I was going to say it has to be in April.
which my mom found a pretty good side to that. She was like, "Oh, I know you won't be racing, but with that time, you'll be able to save more money for a house."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, but
Yeah.
I've already been doing that. Sucks
Yeah.
to take the fun away."
I mean, this is a much lesser problem, but speaking of kind of plans that we had taken, I was going to actually do a couple like little things for my birthday,
Yeah.
because based on our year plans, you save money to get in a house, me like taking a few days off. I'm going to take my birthday off, which will be the first day I've had off this year.
Well, you might actually get it off anyway,
Yeah, no shit.
just because of the coronavirus.
But I was going to go to a few shows, like concerts and stuff, which weirdly, like within 7 days on each side of my birthday,
Yeah.
out of nowhere, there was like big concerts for like really cheap, like within half an hour of my house, like a few. And I was like, hell yeah, this is going to be so sick. Everyone's canceled.
Yeah, that
And I was like,
sucks.
God damn.
Ruined.
Damn it. But yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to shoot over to a quick ad, and we will be back with a little bit funnier segment instead of this serious Good Enough podcast.
Absolutely.
And we're back. So we might as well throw it right into a funny topic with
Ooh.
backsplash.
Ah.
Backsplash
Oh, man.
is something that really just hits us all, men and women.
It's a real kick in the ass.
Absolutely. Kick in the nuts, too. But, yeah, it's a shitty situation,
Yeah,
literally.
That's a rough one.
Um,
Really glad I don't think I've had that in a hot minute, but when you do, it's just like, yeah. And
Dude,
yeah.
sometimes the water's really cold.
Yeah, it's a real butt pucker.
It's a real pain in the butt when you got to wipe your cheeks, your balls, and both your legs.
Yeah, it's a real rough one.
But, yeah, so backsplash sucks. And on that note,
Going for it.
yeah,
I appreciate it.
when us guys leave the toilet seat up,
Yeah.
and then
Try to sit.
you go to take a shit
Yep.
at another time, and basically just wedge yourself in there or drop straight into the toilet bowl.
Dude, the worst part is about the 2 inches that you expect there to be like a landing, and you get 2 inches of gravity where you're like already kind of sacrificed
Hovering. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, and then you're just like, and your ass on rim, and you're like, oh god, and you're trying not to fall in, but like you're already, yeah, I don't know, it's bad. That sounds horrible, but it's because it is horrible.
And it's bad for guys, let alone females with wide hips who
Oh, man.
could quite literally get wedged in there.
Yeah, we might just
And
ATW as to water.
yeah. And not to mention, we usually have a little dipper beforehand, so we don't go as low
Yeah.
because we drop something else in the water beforehand. But
Yeah, that's rough.
yeah.
Oh man, that's really brutal. Wow, that like wiped my brain of everything I had to say. That was good.
Yeah, so anyway, we'll move on from that. But
Oh, you know what's funny? And like this is, I might dive back into like a boring topic, but again, nobody's anything else to do because we're all at home now. I kind of was thinking the other, like last week, I was like, damn, what do I need to say? Like, we have like our segments that are really fun. I was like, fuck, what like unique things I have to bring to the table? And I was like, I feel like I gotta start like kind of airing out personal life stuff that like makes me uncomfortable because I don't talk about myself ever.
yeah,
And I'm like, you know what? These are like things that are very relatable. I just don't even talk about. And I think my shit that sucks, which is also stuff that rips at the same time, but like my experience would be, and I say that to say like, I'm going to throw some more stuff out that is just part of daily life that I
Yeah.
don't really like divulge in usually. But I think shit that sucks might be dating apps. That shit is so annoying, dude. Like, I mean, you've been with your girlfriend for a million years, so
Yeah, so I wouldn't know this.
yeah, you wouldn't know a goddamn thing. But it's so annoying. Like, I mean, you could just go on and on. Like, the pictures are annoying. Like, every chick has like the same 6 captions, and you're like, great. So like, because then you're like, oh yeah, but and like I take it serious. Like, I'll be 25 in a few weeks. Like, I don't know. Like, that's still like fun years.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you gotta like settle down at some point. So I don't treat it just as like a sleeping around thing. But you're just like, oh great, it's another like really cute chick with the caption, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Like, cool. So you're not creative at all, and you're like,
that's perfect. You guys are meant for each other.
Right.
She's there for a short, good 30 seconds, not
right, which is
a minute
great
or
because I
more.
got 26 in the bank.
Yeah.
but you know what I mean? You're just like, oh cool, it's 6 chicks that look all the same with the same caption who
Yep.
probably don't use this, and then like all those chicks have their Snapchat in the thing, and then it just ends up being like a premium thing, and you're just paying for
Nudies.
yeah, nudies, and you're like, great, why did I like? Not that I have ever done that, but you just know there's a certain like algorithm where it, like auto generates,
Yeah.
and it'll be like 2 pixelated.
Bukakis.
Well, no, not quite. But the pics of like the hottest chick you've ever seen with like this same caption with like the same weird like wrong formatting.
Okay.
And you're like, okay, half the people on here are just like these weird bots. But that whole thing is so annoying. And there's people who like rip. Like we have I'll tell you after, but like we have like a really good family friend who I sent you a video of today who, I mean, he met his wife on there, which is sick because they're both awesome. Like there's definitely a purpose, which is super cool. And we have friends that do really well on the other aspect of it, of just kind of like having a good time, which is super sick. My experience has been neither. It's just like annoying as shit because it's like 18-year-olds who just, I mean, again, I live in a big city, like a college town. So it's just like 19-year-olds who just got like their iPhone 10 or like 27-year-olds with like 3 kids. And it's like, well,
pretty opposite ends of the spectrum there.
yeah. And like it gets really shallow really quick, which is like, there's a time and a place, but I don't know. It's just it can be so much work for like, who gives a shit.
Yeah.
But I think it's pitched as like this whole like really fun thing. Nobody might give a shit about this, but that's like one of those things where like I don't talk about it because like I don't even know if anyone knows I have them. But I'll go on every once in a while and I'm like, dude, I don't even know this is worth my time. It's just so like the whole time you're just like, is this even a real person or just a bot?
So there's a quick shout out for Tyler's Tinder profile.
Yeah.
Go hit him up.
Yeah, I'm in ESAC if you need me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those things. Like I said, it could be really really cool, but it's just so annoying. Like I spent like a good amount of time on it this week just as like a kind of like tease. Like, am I really like? Can I talk about this?
You were teasing yourself with dudefinder.com.
Right. Yes.
Gotcha.
Your promo didn't work.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, they limited my cock shots to 15,
Huh.
which is fine because there's not 25 shots worth of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was one of those things where like I spent some time on it this week just to try to like validate my point to see if I was being like judgmental or not.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It's just one of those things. I don't get it. But on the flip side, I'm also not like we're not like married at 19, so I'm more happy that that's my issue and not that I have 3 kids at 21.
True. And another thing that makes it really hard to be successful on a dating app is being under 6 feet tall, which, damn, dude, you missed by 1 inch.
You know what's sick is that's kind of okay. There people, and that's the thing you put in it's so
In your bio, you just have to put that you're 6 feet tall.
yeah, but
just lie a little.
Yeah, but okay. So here's the thing: is this adds to, like the shallow? It's just their bios are like real short. It's just like yeah. My name's Gwyneth. I like adventure. Senior.
Mild butt stuff.
Yeah, Sigma Kappa Sigma, and 5'8" or don't match with me. And you're like, oh, I'm 5'10", 5'11", probably 5'11". Like, I'm okay, but just barely. But if you can throw a 6 in there, you're done. We have a buddy who's tall and just who just
be really awesome, but
who just kills it because he's like 6'2", right? Because you got the numbers in your favor.
yeah.
You could be 6'2" and fat and still be okay because they can climb you like a tree. But anyways, that was my horrifyingly long-winded shit that sucks. But it's one of those things where, like I said, I don't think I've told anyone I have that shit, but I've never been on like a Tinder date or anything because I just don't put that much effort into it because I'm mostly just annoyed by the whole thing, which is probably because I'm just intolerant and an asshole. But which
But
I'm
it also
with
might be
too.
a good thing.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing. I don't know if I could honestly like sit down with like some like 25-year-old like smoke show and just be like, hey, like, what do you do for work? I was like, fuck, I don't think I could do it.
Yeah.
I'm like not confident enough to just like, yo, like, what's your mouth doing later? I don't know. There's people that can, and good for you, and if they're into it, like, you win, I think.
Yeah.
At least for the night, but it's just not my scene. But whatever.
Yeah, I get that.
But I think I'll transition mine because I just blew a really boring topic into what in the Sam hell, and we'll kind of loop back into this bullshit coronavirus thing, which again, I would like to point out that we are drinking Coronas because we're not afraid of anything. Because again, good work friend of mine said he went to go grab beers for taco night at his house the other night with his wife. He's like 50. He said he went to like the Safeway by his house. Not a single beer in the entire place except for Bud Light Limes. And he said there was a 1 6-pack of Bud Light Limes and untouched full rack of every Corona made. Lights.
Makes no sense. They're not
It's
correlated
dude,
whatsoever.
I know, it's hilarious. I mean, I say it's hilarious. It's depressing that people actually think that. But on the alcohol sick tip, my What in the Sam Hill headline would be people keep threatening to replace hand sanitizer with vodka. Tito's is begging them to stop. Tito's put out a full-blown post that says, per the CDC, hand sanitizer needs to contain at least 60% alcohol to do its whole thing. Tito's is 40%, therefore it does not meet the current recommendation for the CDC because people, and I shit you not, per ounce, it became cheaper to buy Tito's, which for anyone who doesn't, I mean, I don't know, I think everyone that would probably listen to this like drinks, but if you don't, Tito's is like kind of the bartender's choice. If not, like, if I'm getting vodka, I'll get Tito's. I work in a bar. That's like everyone's favorite. It's like a little more expensive, but it's like the smoothest, nicest vodka you can get for like a normal drinking setting.
Yeah.
So people are paying up big time because it is cheaper per ounce than hand sanitizer and thinking they're cool.
So if they can't use Tito's, why can't we just use Everclear?
You can. You actually can. That's more. That actually is the same.
Might burn your skin.
Yeah, it would burn your skin. But that qualifies. It's like over 60, I believe. So
yeah,
that's kind of okay.
90s.
Yeah, but that's kind of harder to get, though. But
yeah.
it's so amazing to me that people are just buying like $35 handles of Tito's just to pour in their hands after they like touch their weenie.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense to me.
What happens if you pour the Tito's on your weenie? Does it go all numb?
If you just soak in it?
Yeah. So you just dip her in a shot glass.
Marinated hot dog? Oh, man.
Raw dogging it in the Tito's?
That'd be the Tito's virus.
Oh,
dude, that's... I'm starting to sweat even thinking about that. That's horrible.
damn.
I don't know. But, yeah, that's really bad. Yeah, that just goes back into like we were talking last week about how stupid people are at this point.
Yep.
You are literally buying nice ass vodka to pour in your hands.
At least have some class and drink it first.
Yeah, and then just
regurgitate it onto your hands.
On your hands, like everyone else.
That's god awful.
That's horrible. Do you got one this week?
Yeah, actually. So this is kind of old, but
I'll take it.
It was relevant to New Orleans where I was. So we were walking down the street.
I did not hear about this.
And we see this building here, which is a Hard Rock Hotel.
Which, again, if you're listening, Spotify, iTunes, Anchor, Google Podcasts, swap over to the YouTube channel. It's Good Enough Pod. We got the video playing live on the screen itself, so you'll have a little more context if you want to hear it.
Yeah, but anyway, it's a demolished hotel.
Okay.
With two big-ass cranes at the top.
Right.
And what we saw when we were in New Orleans, was we were walking down the streets, and one of these cranes, which you'll see in a second, was like draped over the building. And here, I'll play the video. So makes a little bit more sense here. But anyway.
Oh!
Yeah, so we saw
What?
this one closer to me, just draped over the top, and I was like, I mean, we were right below, just walking down the street, and I was like, why in the fuck would I want to walk under this right
Dude,
now?
that
Like,
one
this
just-
shit's about to fall at any time.
Whoa.
And
That one just like shot out. Oh my god.
yeah. And apparently the other one, we were in an Uber ride later when we went back to the airport,
Yeah.
and we asked what happened with this, and the guy said, oh, they like purposely tried to explode them or some bullshit like that.
That's weird because they blew up at the same time. That's like...
Yeah, so it was planned, but one ended up getting hung up on the top there, and the other one went 10 feet into the ground. Just fucking blew a hole in the road. Just, yeah. So the one is stuck in the ground, like 10 feet in. The whole road shut down, all that shit. We didn't get to see it.
That's a basement.
Yeah.
They went a basement
honestly,
deep.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the other one is just like
Just
cable
dangling?
tied to the top,
That's...
but dangling. Yeah.
Also-
it was so terrifying. But anyway, yeah, this is in New
What
Orleans.
in the
It's
shit?
right in the heart of downtown.
Wow.
And I didn't read into it, but yeah,
I
something
mean,
happened.
yeah, the video shows it.
So
Tells the full story.
yeah, it was wild.
Damn. Holy shit. But yeah, a little housekeeping as well. I wanted to thank everyone as always for kind of listening. Not kind of listening, for actually listening. Our first episode, the Dinner in Vegas one, just hit 100 listens, which is super cool. And that's just exclusively on streaming platforms. That's excluding YouTube. So that's really, really cool because that was months ago and it's still getting like a lot of traffic. That's our most listened to episode. So that's awesome. While we're all sitting here doing nothing apparently for the next God knows how long, man, shoot us a follow. We're 50 up on Facebook. We have 69 followers on Instagram, which is even better.
We have 69.
69 followers.
Wow, how great.
Yeah, which is great. But we're posting now that we have a little more free time because, like I said, I'm working from home. Brian's not at all, but all the races are canceled. We're gonna be shooting some commercials out. We always post memes and stuff on the Instagram channel that are heinously inappropriate,
But hilarious.
but really, really distastefully funny. So yeah, we got everything going up. Really appreciate everyone listening. Said it's nice to see everyone engaging, liking the stuff. Yeah, man, it's really cool.
I got one last thing actually here.
Okay, nice.
So for those of you guys bored and sitting at home and freaking out about your toilet paper that they're out of,
No, fuck no.
Oregon police. This is actually an article that was released. It says,
Okay.
Oregon police remind residents, don't call 911 if you run out of toilet paper. Apparently, multiple states now have been receiving phone calls from people that they're strictly out of toilet paper. And they're just like, bruh, it's fucking
It's calling
TP.
911.
This is 911. Yeah, there's more
Wow.
important life-threatening situations than your crusty asshole needing to be wiped.
Yeah, hey, bidet.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, like, I get it. We talked about it last episode. Having
Absolutely.
an itchy butthole
is the worst.
is the worst.
But you know what's so crazy? And like, again, this is to a small percentage of people, but like, we try to be like healthy when we can and kind of look out for our footprint and stuff.
Yeah.
I saw stuff this week. It's called Plant Paper, but they're not out of toilet paper. It's a toilet paper company,
Oh.
but it's this like composite toilet paper. It's like no actual trees, no toxins. But they do like subscription deliveries, which is cool. And I was like, damn, you just get it sent to your door, and it's like super, super nice multi-ply toilet paper.
Yeah.
I was like, perfect. So there you go. You don't have to go to the store. You don't have to worry about getting it, buying off some weird, sketchy Facebook Marketplace page, which I've seen a handful of. Plant paper, dude. Just get it sent to your house. You can get 32 rolls for $40. I was like, I'll take that any day. 40 or 32 rolls?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're done, man.
Shit, I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, fuck that whole Sam's Club thing. I'm not fighting some Karen at Costco for toilet paper.
Yeah.
It's getting sent to my house. Hippie paper.
Anyway, to keep this short, I guess, we'll skip some jokes this time. We'll keep this more of a serious one. And we'll throw a bunch of inappropriate jokes at you next week.
Absolutely.
And
We'll get some good ones on the Instagram this week too.
Yeah.
We'll definitely fill you full of filth.
Yeah, well, we have no time. We have all the time on our hands. So with that, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, which links will be in the description. If you guys want to donate, go ahead and hit us up on Anchor. And lastly, if you guys have any topics for us, questions, anything of that nature, go ahead and send us an email at goodenoughpod69@gmail.com, which if you're watching is on the screen right here. And if you guys are watching this on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to our channel and leave a like on this video.
Yeah,
it will
please.
help us out tremendously.
And you know what? It's really cool. I went through again. This is a quick one, but I went through and was kind of adding some of the stuff to make it easier to search the podcast because I kind of got a couple comments. It was hard to find on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
Those likes on our YouTube page, which we got like a handful of like likes, 5 stars, follows. Those made just a half dozen made us pop up top 5 search on iTunes. My Spotify's, I would follow us, so I'm biased, but
Yeah.
on our iTunes and YouTube. So
Yeah, it
those
makes
make
a
a
difference.
really big difference, big time, is because then we just pop up on shit and then we can get kind of picked up by other things. So you guys do that. It makes like a huge difference on our end. And then we can kind of keep our presence known to everybody.
Yep.
It's really, really cool. So I appreciate that, guys.
Yeah, so thank you for listening to this one, and we will catch you guys next time.